If you are a developer or a business owner or any kind of patron where you're working which can be related to online, then an e-commerce website is what you need for boosting your business. Right here, welcome to you to sellzy. This is the sellzy e-commerce application which happen to have a perfect setup of that front end with fully responsive design. Then also it has a properly maintainable and admin which gonna feed each and everything, let you help to monitor each and every setup, how the business can run and how the large company is maintaining that. And also we have a robust API, so all are going to be coming on that single project, which is the sellzy e-commerce application. And in this video, I'm going to let you know what kind of features we have, how we are solving all the critical issues, and after that, how you can configure your application after you get the code. And after getting the code, when you configure that as well, we will deploy it in the Vercel through our GitHub Actions. So every single things I'm going to explain here so that it will give you a proper idea, a proper acknowledgement how to start. First of all, what I will do, I'm going to make a logout because right now, trust me that I have no account right here. So as well as I'm going to do the same thing, I'm going to securely log out from here. And of course, all the links, it will be in the description, from the live link to the demo code to the purchase code, everything it will be in the description and you always can contact with me. And by the way, this project is happen to build with the Node.js. That's the structure which we are following. And for our client application, we are using that Next.js. And of course, we're using that MongoDB for our database. And also we're using the Firebase of for our like the authentication OAuth and others. We are using the image kit for our image setup. And by the way, beside the image kit, it has three setup. Like it has the Cloudinary for fallback. It has also the AWS setup. All our setup is done. I'm going to show you how you can configure and run it. And then we're using Stripe currently, and there is a multiple payment method which can be adaptable. And then after, also we have that weight for the admin, because the admin can be lightweight and can be more robust, because the client where we need more authentication and some more parameter. We are also using that our tailwind CSS. If I go and check, it should be like that. We are using the tailwind CSS for our better like the design pattern and other. And of course, also we have our Shutchian UI for our UI component libraries and so on. You can just go through that documentation and you'll find everything, what kind of structure and other data ratio we used. And at the end of the video, you're going to deploy it on the Vercel. And there is one catch, because whenever you are deploying in the Vercel, because of the build time, your build can be gets higher. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna bypass it. We're gonna use our GitHub Actions to build our entire application the way we are preferring to build it. Right here, you can see this is building in that GitHub Actions, then supporting to that Vercel. We're gonna do all the setup. So first of all, I'm gonna let you go through, because everything or all the segment, it should be there. So let us go directly dig onto the application, what kind of features and what kind of credentials we have. First of all, this is the front end of the application, like you can say the client side, and we have our like the support call. We have the 5 of the language setup. If I click on the German, you can see that's changed. So I'm going to go through directly in the English. So then we also have the USD, which can also toggle through and going to work perfectly. Then we have our about us, my account, my wish list, compare, order tracking. If you click, everything's working perfectly fine. If you click here, because there will be the live link and you can see how those things work. And by the way, before moving further layer, I want to let you know this entire application is fully responsive. You can see right now, I'm here in 1440 pixel. If I'm here in 1024, which kind of LG screen, if I go in that 768, which is MD for the tailwind CSS, if I go even though 425, even here in 375 or as well as the 320, entire application getting fully responsiveness. So you don't need to worry about that. Even not only the client, also the admin, both are fully responsive. So you will have the live link, and also there right now is not here, but whenever you're gonna see the video in the link, if you go there, there will be a demo URL and password which let you to view that our entire admin features. So after that, we have our logo here. Then we have our search bar. If you search any product right here, let's say I'm going to search for machine. You can see that's getting the machine. If I click, of course it's gonna automatically let me go in the single screen, and here of course we're gonna come back to it later, so let us go directly here. Then after that we also happen to have that our menu here, which we have login, register, forget password. If you click on the login, a sidebar is open, but also there is the login page here, and that if you click on that create account, you can see this is pretty good designed right here. And we also happen to have the feature for that forgot password. If you click here, and those features going to be similar. If you click on sign up, if you click, let's go and sign in. If you click on forgot password, this is going to work in real time. We're going to also try that. So first of all, for this video, let us go to create a simple new user. Okay, so I'm going to go with that. I think I am already using all of that. So if I go directly here, I'm going to use my Google application layer to just go sign in. So I'm going to choose a new account here. Let me go with that dev react. So this is the new account to just to touch through it. If I continue, now I will be able to log in. And by the way, in live mode also you can log in, you can play through it perfectly. And after I logged in, I have a menu here which gonna redirect me to the dashboard, order history, notifications, wishlist, shopping cart, settings, and also the if you click and log out, you see you're gonna get a pop-up either if to confirmation on that. Then we have our cart items. If I click here, you can see it's empty, but if I just let me get one products here, if I just get one product, so I have two products. If I click here, as you can see right now, I have a shopping cart view. I also can go proceed to checkout from here. If I want to view the cart, I'll be able to view the cart. From here, I can remove single item. I can remove the all item. Like if I do like that and like that, it's gonna automatically remove that and ignore those error. This is not so much mandatory error. It's just getting some state manipulation. Then we have our explore all categories page. If I click any of the category like skincare, I have now passing through the shop, and then I am having a list view on that filter with that skincare. We're gonna come back to it later. So after that, you can see this our whole category. If I click on view all categories, also same thing. Now I have a separate page where I can go through entire categories. If I have a different categories or healthcare or beauty or grocery, I can see now all category can be aligned there. If you click here, the same thing gonna work. So it's have a very good synchronization how the things can be done in proper way. Then we have two mood here. We have one healthcare, which is currently around, which is the default page. Then we have our beauty segment here, which is the beauty page where we are showcasing all the beauty product. You can see right now, this is the similar convention. We're going to come to explore a bit. Then after that tab, we have a shop page. If I click on that product details, it will give you a good overview how the things can function. And this is a real product coming with according to the Slack. And you see in that this is the breadcrumb, which is a common breadcrumb for entire application manner. Like in all the pages, that breadcrumb structure will follow. In the left, we have the image, and then in the middle, we have our main image. At the very far right, we have our, it is sales or new arrival or what kind or the name is there. If it has the like the star mark and others, we're gonna come to it as I said before. Then we also have that wish list, which gonna take the user wish list button. We have also the shop cart, which gonna take the cart page there. And then we have also our checkout. Right now, you see it will not take to the checkout because it doesn't have a product. And then we also have the shop compare where you can search and compare. We're going to also come to it. Then we have our pages where we are showcasing, because as how the our 404 page like, how our coming soon page like, this is going to give you an overview how the FAQ will be like, how the my account will be like. Then we have the mega menu here. Like if I want to go that banner with left side 3 column, you can see it banner with left side 3 column data. So this is kind of good overview to experience more good layer. If I go with the grid 4 columns, you're going to go with to see on the grid 4 columns view. So in that way, user can manipulate a lot of those things. Then we have our, this is the entirely mega menu. And the good thing is that if I just logged in, let me just logged in with our admin setup. So let me just go with that. Let's say gmail.com, and I'm gonna make with that our password here. And I'm going to show you one very, very important thing here. You see that whatever the mega menus, you see the appearance right here. This entire menu is passing from the API. If I click on that mega menu to see, you can see right here. Now I can change any. This is the Slack by which if you just if you just review it, if I go click on that, let's say grid 5 columns, you see this is the grid 5 columns. So we're taking that according to that slide, we are generating the page. So if I click on that too, I can toggle through it, I can remove the menu, I can update the menu. So we have entire authentication parameter in our backend. Also we can, you see, we can also manipulate the orders if we wanted to. Now after that, we have our blog. If we click any of the blog, automatically it will take the blog page. Of course, we're going to come back to it. We have our about page, we have the contact page. So right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to explore that later on. So I'm going to go directly at the home. We have our contact page. If I click over here, I can make a call. I can copy the number to make call or buy sofa. Then we have our banner. This banner also very, very dynamic. Entire admin operation going to be running from here. As you see, we're uploading the banner right here, as you can see right now. And I'm going to show you, because this data, whenever you're going to get the code and there will be a seed file there, like as we are happen to have now, if we go in the API, we have a data and we have the seed data. So if I just run a reverse command of the seed data, automatically it's gonna map, like populate the data. This is the data of the real time. If you want to see the actual design ratio, you can also review the demo data. I'm going to come to the admin later on, because there is a very, very good feature in the admin, especially if you can see the system metrics to track each and every single endpoint, how is lacking, if any error is there, or also if at the endpoint test you can run directly from here. You can get the idea how you can use it in the Next.js or Vite or HTML, PHP, Python or React Native, how you can call those things. So entire guideline gonna provide to you. So feel free, buckle up to sit here, because this is going to be a very long setup, so that it can blow your mind and it can really help you in future. And again, entire things in the description, you can grab it, and feel free to go in that reactivity.com to grab your projects, as well as right now if you click on the free projects, there's a lot of things. Maybe in future you're going to build a video on that, how to create that. So yeah, buckle up, it would be there. And also you can directly go in the buy me a coffee if you directly need a project to start your business right now, where you can just go through it, make through shop any projects you require. That will be perfectly fine. And if you're looking forward for the sellzy, like from where the concept we are getting, you see right here, the sellzy, this is one of the trending themes in that, and feel free to go with that create UI UX, where the live project of that, the one I'm gonna show you right now, the updated version is gonna be coming up. Just click on here, which is gonna be themeforest.net, use that create UI UX, where you can find each and every single data. So stay tuned. So right now, let's just go back to our project, because we have a lot to cover. Then we have our banner with the details here. If I click on the shop now, it's going to redirect to that. And after that, also you see the button, how those things is working, how the animation is running. After that, we have also our free shopping and support data. This also coming, entire data segment is coming from the API. We have our best selling products. Now I want to make a checkout. You see, I will click right here. So I'm adding cart. Now this adding cart is working a very, very dynamic way. I'm going to show you. Then we have our shop by category. Now I want to explore our details page. So as you can see, we have our color. I can choose the color. I can choose the size, what size I want. Then I can add the quantity. I can add to the cart. I also can share it, which can open all the share facility. I can compare it. You see, now it's open, like it's added to the compare. Either I can view it or I can continue it. And then if I have the size, also I have a proper size chart, like how the product, what kind of size ratio. Of course, this is the dummy data, because you can now add your own real data and you can get the flavor. Then after that, we have similar kind of things. We have the description here. You see, this is a very good way to description to make it properly aligned. We have the additional information. Then this is the customer review. Right now, this product already have a review, which is the 5-star, and we are showing the review right here. And of course, we can now write a review if you want. If I want to hide, I can hide it. I can also, I can like the review, and it's working real time. If I dislike, automatically it will reduce and it's gonna go directly in the live. Now the relevance product of that, I'm gonna go in a relevance product, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write a review. Let's just write a review, and let's say I'm gonna just make that good to use. Okay, that's it. So as you can see, I can change the name, or also I can post an anonymous, like I don't want to share my name, it will not picked up, and I'm going to share my name. I can post a review, and you can see right now this is post also the verified post. It automatically gonna fall back to picture up in the backend to establish whatever the segment, whatever the data layer is right now. Some maybe glue up. You can see right now this is still not coming. It will come a bit because it will take a bit of time to go and fetch from the database. Like when we add it, we're showing it from the store, but right now it's gonna prefetch because we have the 10 minutes of that. Like whenever anyone showing the review, we don't want to show it real time, so we have a 10 minutes of that caching time. After that, it automatically pick the latest one. And so let's go back to our home page. We're going to explore more of the things. After that, we have the shop by category. You already knows if you go in the view all categories, it's just picked up. Again, the link, it will be in the description. Feel free to toggle through or use it by yourself to get more understanding. We have the top selling products. You know, we can also, you see, this is super cool. You can add the product because we have the centralized add button, and then you can export the item if you want. Automatically it will pick up and like let it go there. Then we have our all products, but this is not just all product setup. You can toggle through with that. If I want to go the supplements, I will go the diet and nutrition. If I want to go with the skincare, you see, and if I have the more category, I can just simply export that all. So this is not only that, even you scroll through it, it's automatically gonna work. So if I click all, I have the all products, but we're not fetching all of that. We're fetching all from that 12 so that it can easily be fit with that. After that, we have our premium product of that healthy editing. If you click on shop now, automatically you can see right here, it's gonna get in the shop. So you can feel free to go and make your shopping. And then we have our newly launched product, and this product is all are coming according to the product types. This is not static, and there is the product which is dependable by which to show either healthcare product, either beauty product. So all mechanism is right there. No static design. This design is dynamic. If I want that newly launched product to show over here, we can just simply like manipulate the order. Then we have our hot deals. You can see right here, there's a timer here which you can set. And then we have our beauty product section here, and if you click on that, it's automatically okay, there is some glue over here. Of course, it's gonna go to directly in the shop, which I need to toggle through. We're gonna do it. Then we have our latest blog, and now this blog, if I click any of the blog right here, this one, and it will let me go in my blog details here where I can read entire blog parameter. I can comment on the blog, let's say good to know. And if I just comment, you see that post will be, you see, good to know. But if I reload, it's gonna go and get from the caching, and it will take a bit. Okay, that one is real time congested. Okay, that's good, that's good. And also I can share it. I can share it anywhere I want. If there is a tag, it will show here. So let me go back again home. Now this is the parameter where home is remarkably done everything. Then we have our footer where we have all the page setup. Okay, we're gonna go to that page setup. First, we're gonna go and explore the beauty section. We have similar the header content. Then we have our banner content. We have our shop by category here. We have our today's best top offer. Then our of that particularly for the daily store everyday made simple. So this is gonna be remarkable. We have the categories segment here. If you go directly, you can see how the thing's gonna be running by. We have our like the promo section here. Then we have our newly launched product. Also, we have our product section for the beauty product itself, not all the products, only for those beauty categories gonna be coming by. And then we have our that most loved products. So if you click on view, you can see right now that's only the most loved products gonna be fetching. All the products gonna coming by. Maybe we are showing here list, but there we can show all of it. Then we have our shop by brands. We can choose the brand and automatically it's gonna coming by in shop by selecting that brand. We have the category favorites as well as we have our beauty care products. And then this is the block for that beauty, not for the healthcare. If I click, you can see right here, the content is same because we keep it as same. If I click any of the block, you can see right now, I can see the block, but not only this view, I can go with the list view, you know, looks good. And also I have the pagination and others, which can be really perfectly fine. So let us go directly in that about us. The about us designed to show what's our company, and this data is directly coming from our API. As you can see, if I go here about page configuration, you can see this is the config data. So this is coming from the API. So here we can see about our company, what we are, our quality services, you can meet our team. You can click and automatically it will redirect to our, let's say, the like our social media link here. Then we have our terms and condition page where we are showcasing all the terms and condition. We have the news, which is the particularly the blog. You can contact us from using that, and all are configuring in real time. If you click on the contact, automatically it's gonna pass that message to our database. And then also we have the privacy policy here. So okay, we already showed that. We have our content return policy. Also, there is a good feature for the become a vendor. You can apply for a vendor by submitting those application, and if it's approved, you can directly work with that as a vendor setup, which can, like, you get the verified, you set up your shop, and you start selling and growing. So there's a lot of feature which is going to be combined. I want to show you one thing is that we are not making those things just simple way. We are making design on that. As you can see, we have the design pattern by which we are designing that, and we also have the design for our, let's say we have our, if I go directly here, let me see at the top here, we have UI, we have the master UI for our admin, which by which we design our admin, and the seller one, you see this, that design is coming from the admin according to the Figma, and we also the seller admin, which is going to be coming soon. So this is not just a static design layer, not a random design layer. This is fully committed design layer. So now let's go back to explore something which really important, the shop. So if we click on the shop, we're coming on the shop. We can change the view. We can change more, add more product. We can see in that way. We can see in that way. But whenever the responsive viewpoint is changing, automatically that will take a place, you see, because automatically it will make the responsive manner. This is how it's going to work. And by the way, in that responsive menu, you have all the menu from the mega menu to everything is just right here. So right now, what we want, as you can see, we have all the filters. You can see right here, we have filters by category, product type here, also the price range. You can just toggle through, make that it's gonna work perfectly. We have the rating and others, everything gonna be perfectly fine. You see, those rating is right here. It's already rated. If I go click on that, let's go in the compare. I can see the comparison data right here. So you can add a compare data to just go and compare through it. So this is the moment of truth. We want to go to make some checkout, like make some payment. But before going, so I want to write my, I need to run my webhook. So let me go that, let's say Stripe listen, because without webhook, we cannot receive the payment in real times. That would be a massacre. Okay, it's running. So right now, what I want to view the cart. So as you know, we can go through it. I want you to remember the checkout amount. We have 1 to 7 amount. You see that free shipment with which we are eligible. We have no discount. I think it's okay, fine. All value is corrected. So I'm going to make that proceed to checkout. And by the way, you can feel free to see that. So click on the proceed to checkout. This is our checkout screen, a perfectly plain checkout screen to go by. You can see it's welcoming me back. We have the cart items property. We have that order summary here within according the subtotal menu. Now I can add the shipment address or my name, email, the details which it has already provided. I'm going to add a dummy number, or I can use my own number here. Okay, fine. And I'm going to use the region. Let me just add the Bangladesh here. Then I can now add the province. I'm going to add that Dhaka district. And then I'm going to make the city. Let's make that Ajimpur, no problem. Then I'm going to write that road 32, 33 and house, let's say 3B. Okay. So now this is my delivery preferable time. I'm going to keep everything simple, flat red. Okay, home address, add to save. Now when I add a save, you see, now I can add more address. You can see. So from there also I can add more address, and here if I have the multiple address, it will show right here. So now I have address here. Now I can go either as a cash on delivery, or I can go with the credit card, which we are using this Stripe. Our PayPal and bank transfer gonna coming soon because we are updating a lot of features. So in future there will be, and if you get the code, of course you're gonna get the latest update in future update. Everything gonna be coming for you, and also you can overview on that. Now still you see, still we didn't, our card is still there because we are just making the checkout. We didn't place the order yet. And this is when I click on that place order. Now it's placing order securely. You can see right here, everything gonna like talking tab together. And as you can see, it's now ready for checkout. Before moving to checkout, I want to go directly in my Google account. I want to go and use the one which you use. I want to go to and that particular segment. Let me open my Gmail because I want to show you how we define that. You see the order confirmation or the number which is pending, and we have the order items. You see the value here. everything is top notch correct. We have what's gonna happen, like you see that your address properly fine, you can see what will happen next, processing, shipped, in transit, then delivered. And also we have a estimation of time, we have social links, and thank you for choosing sellzy message. And right now, as we have that, I want to show you one more. Okay, first we're gonna make the payment here where we are. Okay, I'm gonna go USD, and the photo which gonna be default account. Don't use your like the proper account here because it's just a dummy account layer here. So now let's hit pay. So after we are like hitting the payment screen, like it will make the payment, and it's already our card is dispatched because the card item is saving in the local as well as in the database. So it's already dispatched. So now it's gonna make the payment, then we will redirect to the success page. You can see right here, thanks for your order. So right now we have the details here, order details right here, shipment address right here. You can give us the feedback, which gonna perfectly fine. Then now what we can do, we can view all the orders, so we can track order gonna take us to here. You see, order placed, processing noted started, so payment done, packing done. I'm gonna copy that. Let me go directly to our admin. Now this is the task for the admin. What user is done, user came to my website, they make the payment, like the order, they make the payment. Now it's our time to pass that order to a particular ratio. Now we have some user setup right here, all users. Also you can see we have the employees. Now these things can work directly. You can make employee and then it's gonna be perfectly working. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna go with an admin user which can have access each and everything. So the admin gonna see here. So if the order is placed, of course, there is an account status, there is an picker, there is a delivery man. I just want to go in like in a quick mode. But if you get the code, you know, there in the description, in the readme, everything is written there. And also gonna setting up, you're gonna see how we'll do that. So in the dashboard, we have a proper dashboard. We are not loading this is the dummy data just to show you how the things can work, but we're going to load the real data. So in the admin dashboard, we have this total order, pending order like that, processing, shipped. So you can see also in the 3 months, like these things, you can like make 3 to toggle through it. Then this is all the order, right? So now what I want to go directly in the order step. I'm going to search for the order which we picked up. You can see right here, this is the latest order. You can see this is the value here. If I want to see the view details, I can see order confirmation here, when the order is placed, total items, delivery date. Then I have the product details here, customer information. You see, this is perfectly fine. And now the status is order is pending. So what I will do, as an admin, I can do anything. So I'm gonna not the view here, I'm gonna edit that one. So what I'm gonna do, address is confirmed, which you receive everything, because everything gonna depending on that permission here. But right now for our go-through way, I'm gonna just make that as a confirmed one. And then also I'm gonna make okay, why I'm doing that should be there. And I'm gonna make that as, let's say, packed one. Let me just go and update the order, because this will not be done by admin. There will be the delivery man here who will deliver, or others. But for me, I'll just bypass it. As an admin, I can do anything. I'll say it is already delivered, and as well as I will make that one as closed. The order is completed. Update the order. So if I go in the view details here, right now you can see order is pending, confirmed by admin, everything. Whoever is made that confirmation, the details is right here. And why this details is right here, if you just check on that icon, you can see we have a perfectly manageable history here. Every single time, whenever we click from the pending the order created, and you see the change by the user is doing that, then the confirmation done by admin, you see the time. This is just a simple details right here. In the database, we have the layer of data which can get all of those things. Now this is the view as a user structure, like the admin structurable layer. What about the user layer? If I go right here, if I just refresh, and as you can see right here, okay, if I refresh again, I think there is some pending here. Sometimes it can come through the caching, because we're using the turbo repo to run everything from a single terminal. You see, we have our web API, our admin, and I will just close the describe webhook because it can, you know, load the data layer much more. Now, right now we have the order history from the customer perspective, where we're showing that our order is placed and processing. You see the timing. This timing is showcasing from the real time, because whenever the order is placed, the payment is done, but the processing happen to later. Then the packing, delivering done, delivered, so everything is good to go. The order ratio is complete. Now right now, as you can see, this is the layer where it's getting cool. Now one more things I want to show you. If I add some product in the cart, and you can see right now I have this product in the cart. If I go in the admin, I have another ratio is the abandoned carts. People are adding in the carts but they didn't purchase. Now I can toggle through, I want to go like all carts. I can also toggle through like 24 hours whoever did that. If I click here, as you can see, now I have that product. The customer have $64 purchase of purchasable items, which this is the value is coming directly the static value here, because without that like the discount here. Now this value is customer is keeping, okay, but he's not getting that. So what we can do, we can send a notification. You can see right here, don't forget your cart item. So we can now send a notification to the user. You can see right here the notification has been sent. If I go right here as a user, I go click on the notification. You see, this is the one where the order is placed. This is the one where it's saying that go to checkout now. You can see this directly letting me to the checkout. It's gonna be making the user like quickly check out on that. So this is the very much good standard viewpoint from the customer layer. And as you can see, even you logged out, like I'm logged out now, I will say I forgot the password, right? If I go write my password name, let's say which I make that, let me just go and copy that. So this is the email which I used by so far to make that. So let me just go try to, let's say I forget the password. What is saying? You are registered with the Google. Please log in using Google, because I use the Google, right? So this is how we can maintain that. So let me just, if I have any account here, no, I'm registered with something else. If any account which I register, okay, I think one is there. Let me go on that. So if I mern@gmail.com, if I send, okay, we used all are using the Google. So let me go and try the user layer here. All users here, I think all are, yeah, all are using the Google. Okay, fine. This one maybe let me check again. Let me send here. Okay, not bad. So I'm gonna take a new account here which is not logged in right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use that to create, because I want to show you that feature, right? So let me go back to sign in. I'm gonna just create, let's say create an account here. So first name test account. I'm gonna pass the email, let's say, okay, create an account. And as you can see right now, it's creating the account, and here successful. I'm gonna go on that. Let me just wait a bit. So let me just paste that email here, and then okay, now I'm logged in, right? If I just make log out right here, now let's say I forgot the password. So let me click on that, click on send the verification password. So right now what it's gonna do, it's gonna, you see, it's already sent that and it's generating in my local. If I go here, you see the password receipt code. Hi, this is the name or is passing there. We receive the request to receipt. You can see that's the expiration time, and you can see you can directly go and like a proper indication. If I just pass that verify, now I can receive my password and it will work perfectly fine. This is just to show you how those things can work. So let me just now go back to my previous account so that we can toggle through and experience some more details how we can start through it. So first of all, now it's time to like feasible on the admin, what kind of things the admin can do. So this is our admin dashboard, like a quick access to see our sales, orders, customers, abundant cards, like a stockpile on everything. If you want to see the proper design, you can view the demo, like the demo data, which can give you a proper boost of design. So I'll go with the real data. So now over here, this is the recent order. If I click on that, it's gonna directly take me to the order page, and this order I can directly add it. So from the dashboard, we have the easy access. Now here, this is the low stock products. Right now, I have the products which is like under 10 piece. You see this one, that diesel whey protein, which we have only 3 piece left. If I click over here, now I can go create a purchase request. We're gonna do that for sure. So this is the dashboard, which is perfectly fine. If I search something here, we have a global search. If I like get my name, hit enter, you see it will search either in all results, then if it's in the user they are available, if the product is available, if the orders is available for that. So it's gonna check each and everything for that particular search. Then of course we have the low layer of the search button. If also you can see right here, you can close and you can toggle through it, and if you click here, it gonna also do that. And after that, if we go directly in the products, the product is a very logical based scenario. You can see right here, if you click, we have the total items. We can also upload the bulk product. Like if you choose the file and if we upload, it will take the CSV. You can see CSV XLSX, so you can upload that and it will verify and then upload it there. Then also we have the search product. Like if I search for that, you can see right here the product is available, so you can search through the product. We have the refresh button. We can have the order newest or oldest in the first. We have the pagination setup. If we can see all, it will fetch the all. You can see the status, also the basis, which basis if you want to see that, like the fashion, or like say I want to see only the healthcare product, so it can also toggle through. I can see all products, admin products, or the vendor products. If you click in add product, you see this is the direction how you can add. You need to give the name, and then you can generate the slag according to the name. So I'm going to just show you one details here so that you can understand. We have the name, we have the slag, we have the description, which is the rich text description. Then we have our pricing, discount, best quantity, stock, new arrival. Either is new arrival or not. We have is the product is healthcare or the fashion or whatever the way we want to show it. The category, because depend on that. If I choose the fashion, you see now I can see the category of the fashion which it doesn't have. So if I go in the beauty, I can see all the beauty category. Also the brand, it will change because those brands which is related to the beauty, only that one can be seen. Also here I can either go to check the product type, I can add, I can delete. This up to me how I want. We have the product background color. We can use any color. This is the fallback. The sizes, if I want these sizes, I can select one by one. Let's say like that, or also I can select all. I can select the colors and weight. Then I can upload the product. By default, we have the 6 maximum product to upload. So cancel. Now this is the product structure, so I can copy it, I can delete it the way I want. It's up to me. Now after that, we have the product types. Here we are creating the entire product types containing the name, slag, title, and if any other details if you want to provide, you can provide from here. This is a maximize segment. Either you can, like you see, I have the total 18 criteria of product. Healthcare is 10, grocery is 2, beauty is 12. So I can easily use that because they are like whenever I am going to add the product here in the list, then I can just grab that product type according to the product base. So this is how it's going to work. In the product page is actually the screen name. As you can see right now, we have healthcare, beauty. Later on in our next version, there will be the fashion, grocery, and electronics. So these are coming. We have the categories. To add the categories like the parent category, subcategory, and also you can have a proper tree view how our category is going to be looking alike. And from there also you can add, you can also make the duplicate to create a category segment. And then we are also happen to have our all the brand segment. Here we have the sizes. We can manipulate the size, so no need to wait for anything. You can directly add that in the database and automatically it will apply in that client website. We have our colors pattern, weights pattern, the badges. Right now we're not using any badges. The page banners, we're not using the page banners. If we use, we can directly attempt to use from here. As you can see right here, all the mechanism is there to upload and update. Now this is the orders and sales, from where you already saw that, from where we can trigger through our orders, and this is the dashboard. And this depends on the, especially not everyone can see everything. Like I'm an admin, so I have access to see everything, but if I am just an employee, I will only see my own dashboard. I will not see those much things. I have orders, abandoned cars, you already knew. I have the invoice setup. Now this is the order which is already confirmed right here. You can see this is the one. So if I see confirmed, let me see delivered. Okay, so the delivered one, which is already that one is delivered. I think there is some of that communication going on. If I want to generate like okay, I want to see all status, so all the orders it's gonna be coming by. Then I can also make the presentation. By default we are taking only the 10 orders, so we can see the third page here. You can see right here, this is so many orders, which is I think this is the one. You see the paid and this order is completed. I think we forget to add the completed status. Okay, we'll add that. So now if I click to generate an invoice, if I click here, you see this generating, and you see the amount here 12780, how quick it's generating here. You see this is the value right here. I have the logo, I have that like this this is our address of our company, this is the billing address, this is the details here, or the date, payment method, payment status, and you see the invoice number and date here, or the details here, total, thank you, no terms and condition and others. Now I can print it. If I click here in the print, automatically it will print. If I click download, you see it's already downloaded here. If I open it, that's just open. Okay, this is just, I think it's a little bit quite set up. Okay, no problem. And then also I can share that. I can share it, copy the link, WhatsApp, or can do anywhere to go by. And by the way, at the bottom also you can see those are available. You can see the preview, you can print, you can download. So it's working perfectly fine. This is the quality control, the way we can check, like after any customer is like returning the product, then this is the one where it can like cancel a product, it will come back here. Then you can make that quality control checkup. This is our user management, where we are highlighting or modifying entire user base. So for the users, I can now view all the users right here. I can add the user any way I want, and then also I can export the user data. Either I can go to the current page, all data, or PDF or Excel. So this is how we can export it, and I can filter through all the rows, like to see admin and others. I can see the admins, I can see the subscriptions, where anyone, you see that right here at the bottom we have a subscription right here. So anyone, let's say I'm gonna just put my, let's say this one, if I click here, now this will help us to get the subscription. This is the one which it will done by it. I don't want to add that as newsletter right now. Then we have our address setup. Here we can see the entire address viewpoint. You see the perspective here. This is the full address, the shipping address, and others. If I go, let me see this one, which will also happen the default address. This is just a quick overview to see the default address of that user. You can keep it, or you can, just to have a good understanding. We have our employee setup here. We have our salaries, which going to generate from right here. Then we have our about, careers, and contact. This is the data for the contact page, well, like about page, where we are showing here. Remember, we have the data layer. This is coming from right here. Then we have the career page config. I forgot to show you the career page, which is very important. You see in the careers, we have some of the professions. You see the design, which is coming from there. Then we have our open positions. You see the 5 roles are available, UI UX product designer. If I click on that, you see this is the UI UX. I can now apply for it. You can see I'm going to just go with a proper name. Let's say I'm going to apply that one. Let's say I'm going to just make that, just to go by that one. Put a number here. Let's say resume URL. I'm going to just simply grab that our reactivity.com. And by the way, you can feel free to visit here. There's a lot of things going to coming by. Then make this one, make this one. I think the portfolio, I'm going to use the Tribe Up, which is a very good website to go, and you can pick the design, and this all design are available. Even the sellzy design pattern, you can find it right here. Feel free to go here, which can give you a must. You see, if you just click here, automatically it will give you a proper understanding the design and case studies on that. So I'm going to add this one right here. So let me just go and add that instead of this one. Let's say I will love to work, just to pass that and submit the okay. There is a phone number which I need to adapt it. Okay, not the text number. Okay, cover layer, work in the organization. Okay, blah 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 blah. Submit. Now it's submitting the application. Let me go back to there. You see, this is the career page configuration, where I can configure those images here. You can see right now those are all images which are going to coming by from here. Then after that, we have also our team, the team member data, which you can add as much team as you want, and automatically it will pick it up. And there, I think we have also the trusted by customers. This the customers spectrum data is right there. We have the carrier management. Here we have that, like either we can make that active, or we can make the deactive. If I see in the applicants, like see right now, this applicant send me that data, so I can see the email, phone number, resume. If I view the documents, you can see I can view my resume here. I can view my portfolio here. So both links are perfectly fine. I can see the cover letter. I can make that mark as reviewed, and I can make the shortlisted. I can make mark records rejected. So those all things gonna work perfectly fine. I have also the contact setting here, so this gonna be make that, you know, the how the contact gonna look like. I can add it here, you know, the FAQ, you can add those things from here. Then we have our vendor management. Right now we have the simple grid line which gonna be approved, but later on we're gonna do much more things. So as you can see, I'm gonna just show you what's actually we are doing right now, because we doesn't have that full functional vendor dashboard, which is on the way to come. In the next version of that, you're gonna receive the full vendor configuration, managing the entire flow using the backend till customer. Right now, as you can see, if I directly go on our vendor dashboard, let me go here. You can apply as the vendor, but you can see right here, I am a vendor here. Now the vendor dashboard is coming soon. You can just passing a proper message for you. I don't want to make a, you know, mumbo jumbo that is there, but you'll find that no. So anyone can apply for the vendor. They can upload, if they upload the products, it will be seen, but we are keeping that as deactivate. And also the configuration, you can like remove the, like you can off the vendor configuration if you wanted to. Then we have our purchase, which is one of the very, very important one. You can see right here in that purchase and inventory dashboard, we have the total 83 items. Low stock is 5, out of stock is none, and inventory value, this is the price value of our entire website setup. Now I can click on the create purchase. You can see this is the tab for the create purchase order. I can create a new requisition, and as you can see, this is the supplier list. I have a supplier from where I can purchase the item. So let me go create a purchase order list. First of all, I'm gonna either I can do manually or I can select my supplier. So as you can see, supplier name, email, contact number, and address all are filled up. You see, I don't want to make any additional number. From here, I can select the product. Right now, I want to go a product. Let me just check. Let me go right here. Remember one product which is very, very low stock right here. This is the product they sell, which is happen to have the 3 on the stock, right? So I'm gonna go here. Let me choose my that, which gonna be let's say this is the one which I was talking about. Okay, they sell whey protein. You see, because I selected from there, so it's already grab it here. I'm gonna add 100 piece over here, and the purchase price, the current price is 120. I'm gonna add that 20 profit margin, which is gonna be 10%. Okay, right now I'm gonna create a requisition. So this product right here, as you can see in the products right here, I want to show you. Let me just write that. You see this product? This is the product which only have the 3 in the stock. I'm gonna open it in a new tab here, and I will just keep it like that so that we can see it real time. So right now, okay, now okay, what's the product name? Okay, that should be this one. So I'm going to copy that. Let me paste that. So this is the product which I have on a 3 only in this stock. So let me keep that 3 on this stock. Right now, let me go back to our, let me just go in that not the vendor, in that create purchase here, which we make the request. Now, as I create the requisition, so this is just a requisition setup. I can delete from here if I want. But if I click on that view mode, as you can see right now, this is just the requisition is created. Now it's going to for the approval. Now, this is, of course, there will be some of the approval ratio, who can create a requisition, who can approve, that's up to there. Now, you can see the view, whatever the product we're going to purchase, whatever the profit margin and others, everything you can view from here. Let's say I want to approve. So let's just approve that. After approval, it can now go for the purchase. Now, the purchase person can view those things and purchase those products. And after purchase, she will make that as a make as purchased. Now, you get the product is purchased from the market. Now it came from your warehouse. So where you are seeing that, you have one purchase one, which you need to receive that one. As you can see right here, you create the workflow story, is created by admin, then approved, then purchased. So right now you can make that one mark as received. If you confirm the receipt right here, you can see the method, the product is received. If I go right here, you can see, so I will just make the refresh here. You can see in stock. So when I receive the product, automatically my stock is getting uplifted is 103 in that stock, and right now from the lowest stock product automatically that's gone because now it's going to coming back the other lowest stock product. So this is how we are managing a proper inventory. And there is another part right here. You can see right now we purchased one of that we purchased around a 10 piece of that. So let me go here, let me go in that, I think we can search for that, for the product. Okay, this one, right? I think that this one maybe I sell. Okay, whey protein. Okay, if I want to show you something in real time, so let me go right here in that product. So if we search here, we have 103. So let me go, I will just, as a customer, I will add, let me just make that, I will add that 13 piece. So 13 piece, add to cart. And I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go proceed to checkout. I'm going to directly make, okay, I should make it as the place on delivery like that, in that like cash on delivery. So right now, as you can see, I am placing the order. Okay, I'm going to go to in back over here. As you can see, order is placed. So right now, as an admin, I will just go and show you something very, very delicate things right here. So right now, this is the order. I think, where is my order status? Okay, I think the pending one, I will see it here. And then, okay, this one is, yeah. Okay, I think, yeah, 10 piece, yeah, 13 piece. Okay, this is the one, the first one. Okay, so right now what I'm gonna, okay, now this one, that should be the edit one. I'm gonna make that as the confirmed here. Let me just update it a bit. Then after the confirmation, I'm gonna make that. So as you can see, okay, I wanna see all the status. So my order is getting confirmed, right? So why the order is getting confirmed? Because from that structurable data layer, as we have that for like, let's say, okay, why is just gone, should be coming by. I'm right now here, right? So if I refresh, okay, so if I refresh here, you see right now, I think upon confirmation it will is supposed to go, okay, let me just grab that. Okay, so that order is getting confirmed, and then also I'm gonna make that one as, let's say, packed for, it's gonna be go directly passing by delivery layer, because right now I need to make every single status, otherwise it will not make that. So let me go is passing for the delivering here, and now after delivering, customer can return it or reject it. So there is a lot of issue here. So right now what I'm gonna do, let me just go, let me say this order is confirmed or completed or delivered, whatever it is, to check if the value is subsidiary or not. So there is a caching time right here. Because of that, I think it can be effective right here, because our stock, it will dissolve. Okay, so maybe in the local I'm running on cache, but it will be passing from there. Then we have, after that vendor, we have the purchase. You see the purchase, so entire dashboard layer, you can see the product structure and others. Then we have our banner segment, where we can add all the banners. We have our ad segment, the coupon segment, we can initialize the coupon, you can see right here, and the coupon gonna work perfectly. We have the blog post, which we are uploading from here. If you click the show details, that's the way we are uploading the blog's data. Then we have our appearance menu, which we talked before. You can see right here, we can adapt whatever you can see right here. I have healthcare / home. So if you go here, this is the one which is responsible to show in that way. Then of course, okay, then we are happen to have another structure here, the social media, the website configuration, website icons is the logo we can upload from here. We have the component types, home pages, whatever the home pages structure, it will be there. We have the system matrix. Now, what is all about the system matrix? This is about the tracking your entire project API. You see, this is the local setup. We are not integrating using the database. So within using our local machine, we can track through it. You can see by default we are tracking 100 latest responses. Now if I click on that, now if I go and view, like say, my address pages, you can see order history. I can view in the shopping cart, and also from there, let me just go to particularly in the products layer, and let me now come back in my system matrix. You see, we have captured around 16, and you see right here, there is nothing error, because error is by default selected. If I want to see the success, I can see all the success method. I can now see from the sources. Is it from the user store form? Is it from the admin dashboard? I can see the method, either the get method, either the post method. I can toggle through, and this way, if I click here, Now you can see it's 200, how many milliseconds it took, what is actually that admin endpoint, and you see the source interface and log ID. So this is where you can actually toggle through entire structure. If anyone having an error, instead of using the third-party tracker, you can use that tracker. And also you can clear the logs whenever you want. You can close the tracking as an off whenever you want. Then we have our endpoint test. Now this is gonna actually carrying our entire endpoint. You see, this is the endpoint, how it's gonna look like, and we can simply go what kind of methods, expected server response, which we can grab from here. Then the integration, we are happen to have already integrated, but also you can integrate it anywhere to get that. And of course you can also get the status. This status active means it's gonna work. So this is how a real-time setup going to work a perfectly good fashion. This is a fully functional admin dashboard for the e-commerce application built by sellzy. Now we go through the entire course, how the features gonna look like, how those things can work. Right now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go get the code which you're gonna get after purchasing that, and then I will show you how you can start working with that. So after you purchase that one, so I'm gonna close that because that will be closed for sure. So right now what we need to do, there will be that sellzy.reactivity.com. You go here, you can see there the web part and also the admin where you can see or view the admin part. And of course for the login credential, no need to worry about it, because right now if you are logged in using your credential, if you're not an admin, like right now I'm just a simple user, if I try to log in, it will not give me the access. It will not let me authorize in the live version because you see the access restricted. So but whenever I'm going to deploy that video, there it will be pre-filled with that a demo account, and if you click on the demo account, automatically you will be have the access to view entire things, not doing any kind of code operation, but you can view the all the data layer which is available there. Now the code which I'm gonna show you right now, this is the code. Okay, this is the code. You're gonna see it after you purchase that. So the code layer, it will be the structure, it's gonna be same. You maybe not, maybe not get the agents because the agents gonna be depending on the way which we used. Then we have our apps. You can see right here we have our admin setup. We have the .env which we need to have the credential. Then we also have to have our API, which you can see right here, the API example here, which gonna be help us to grab our structure. We have our server.ts file by which we're gonna run everything. Then also we have another one which gonna be our web. Now what we need, that you see that example.github.workflows, we're gonna come back to it later on because this is very important. Right now there is no connection of our GitHub and everything. So what I need to do first of all, and this project, by the way, I forget to tell you, this project is built by the Turbo repo. So this is a monorepo setup. And what is the Turbo repo? Feel free to go to their turborepo.com/docs. The Turbo repo is that, and why we are really choose to build that. This is the one of the important one. You can see right here, Turbo repo is a high performance build system for JavaScript and TypeScript. And by the way, I forgot to tell you, our entire code base using built by TypeScript, because in our near future I'm gonna also make that one, let's say it's gonna be also for that React Native version for the mobile version, which is gonna be coming very soon. So by keeping that in mind, our entire project using the TypeScript. Now it is designed for scaling monorepos and make also workflows in single package workspaces faster too. Now we're using that monorepo, and this is pretty good, faster to build with, to deploy it, to work with. That's why I chose that one. And by the way, if you have the PNPM installed, you are perfectly fine. So, but if you doesn't have the PNPM, you just need to have the NPM. And how you can get that? You need to install that Node.js in your local machine. Without Node.js, you can't run our project because we're using that runtime. For our runtime, you're using the Node.js. So you need to install Node.js, and you can check it simply by write that node-v. So I have 22.22, and also if you write that npm v, you can see the npm version. Right now I have the pnpm. If I run that pnpm-v, I can see my version. If it doesn't have the version, you can just simply run that npm i-g pnpm, and automatically it will install that pnpm. Now I'm going to run the single command pnpm install. You can see right here I'm in my root directory. You can see sellzy-app. I'm in my root directory. I can run the npm install and enter. So now what it's gonna do in the global scope, it's gonna install the entire dependency, whatever the dependency we are using. So now everything is got installed. Now before running that, you need to look something very close. So what is that? I'm going to just clear that. So let me just clear. So here you need to understand some of the very simple setup. First of all, you can have that package.json which is running and globally. You can find all the command available for it. You can see we have the clean command which can clean our project and clean the cache, everything. We have our seed command which will seed our data layer, but feel free to go with that readme file first where you can know each and every setup which is explained there. But for me, as we know, so first of all we're going to run that npm dev to run our server here. As you can see, we have running our API from one var, we have our admin from one, we have our web from one, and in API it will broke. Why it will be broke? If I open the web apps in the API, you can see that .env.example. You need to rename it as that. I think you need to remove that example here. Only keep it as .env. And right now we need those credential. You can see we need that Mongo URI, JWT, Stripe secret key, Stripe webhook, and all others we are requiring there. So as you can see, because of that, our application is broken. So we will go one by one to configure each and every single segment. So first of all, let me go and in the server, so we will get the actual error. If I save, you can see right now we will get the error here, the AWS credential and others. No worries. First of all, we need to get our MongoDB credential. So I'm going to close that, close this. So let me go to mongodb.com. And if you are new to MongoDB, it's pretty simple to have or open your account. If you have a Google account, you are good to go. Just click on the get started. It will give you the proper setup to go on. So I'm just logged in. I will use my Google account to make log back again. I'm going to use a similar, I think, okay, no, this one. I'll go with that. Let me go, which is the developer. Yeah, I'm going to go with the developer account, which is going to be cool. So that one I'm going to use for that our build. So it will be synchronized with entire setup. Right now, as we are in that MongoDB, which we are using sign in, also need to sign in using in your Firebase. I'm going to go one by one instead of like jumping everywhere. So when you are in MongoDB, as you can see, you will create your cluster and choose the location which is near for you. So as everything is good to go with me, I will check these two things. One is the database and network access. I'm going to click on that. You see right here, I need to create a database user. For that user, I will use that sellzy. Let's say I'm going to use the same password. You can now manipulate that and use it the way you want. Then I'm going to go and add the built-in role. You need to select a role which is going to be at last admin and that add the user. And of course, also you need to check your IP access list, where if you added that, by default, it will add your current IP address. If you use that, you will be unable to access your database from any other IP. Like whenever you are closing, like you are refreshing your router, your IP gonna be changed. Then you will not be able to access. So either you can highlight your IP or you can use that 0.0.0.04/0, which is the global IP. You can access it anywhere. Now I'm going to go in my cluster. Remember, in the cluster there will be a connection string. You see the connect is calling here. If you click, you can choose the compass. Right from here you can copy that string which we require, and if we come back in our .env credential, I'm going to close this one. So in that credential you see the Mongo URI, so I'm gonna paste that. You can see the database like the DB name and password. The name and password will be the name and password which we provide that, which is the sellzy for us. Now you can manipulate that, put a strict password. I'm gonna go in a simple way. If I save right here, if I doesn't put anything, any name, it gonna, you know, the where it will write automatically gonna create a, let's say I'm gonna go in the browse collection right here. In the browse collection, you can see we have admin, aura, local, raspberry. If it doesn't put any of that functional name, it's gonna automatically pass that on that. So, but I'm gonna give a name here that I want that it will create a directory which called the sellzy. Then I'm gonna give some access to it, which can be passing through that retry writes should be true, and majority and app name should be cluster 01. If you have a different cluster name, you need to update that. Right now I'm gonna open that terminal. I'm gonna open that our server, because whenever you are changing anything in server, you need to restart your server. Again, our application is broken. You see the AWS credential is required, and like so. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna AWS, okay, I think, okay, whenever we are updating that AWS, it removes. That's why it's happened to have the problem. So I'm gonna just create some of that dummy AWS data layer so that it can be accessible. Okay, let me just grab that, and so that it will not be broken. Of course, in whenever you're gonna purchase, it will not be there. So like that. So right now, if I paste that and save it here, so you can see our server is restarting. You can see the MongoDB is connected with our actual value right here. And if I restart that, okay, I'm going to reload it so that we're going to get our actual value. What my assumption is that it's going to create a directory called that sellzy, and then it's going to show our perception of that. So let me go here. As you can see, it's sellzy here, and on the sellzy we have our entire segment. So right now, if I run my, let's say, a localhost 3000 here. So before, we're not using that yet because we are just running the confirmation setup. I take another terminal, localhost 5173. So we have two setup to start with, right? So one is that to go by on that. Another is to, let me just check why it's taking a much of time. We have the admin, okay, it's compiling the local data. So it will take a bit of time once it's running, but fear not, it will open for sure. And one more thing which will be good, you see in the web, we have that .env.example. So before running everything, I think better to get that, because otherwise it will have some mismatching on the credential, which can break the application there. So I'm going to just pass that. Okay. So I'm going to get an error from the Firebase. So before running that, also it will be a good practice to have that Firebase configuration. Just if you have your Google account, you can simply log in that firebase.console. Console.firebase.com Google, and all the links, it will be attached to the description. So you can go through that and feel free to go and passing by. From here, I'm going to create a new application. Let me just add that it will be, I'm going to provide a name of that sellzy app. Okay. And continue. Okay, enable Gemini in Firebase, which is good, and continue. So now it's gonna go and create, I'm gonna use my default account for Firebase, create an account. Right now from the Firebase, you see what we are actually using. We need to configure those things, because what you're using from the Firebase is the three things, which are going to be not three things, I think two things we're using. One is that we are using that Google and Firebase, Facebook. So for that login, this email and password is maximized using that MongoDB. So for this one, we need to configure that for one for Google, another for the Facebook. Okay, it's finishing up. Continue with that. Right now, we'll be able to go to directly our application layer. I'm going to close that. And right now, you see, I'm going to click on that general. Click on that gear icon, and right now you see that web. Click on the web. Later on, we're gonna have that our mobile application. We need to configure our Android and iOS. So I'm going to keep the same name, sellzy app. I'm going to register the app. I'm not going to go with the Firebase hosting right now, even it's supporting for that Node.js right now, but I'm going to go in our default hosting parameter using the Firebase. Okay, now you need to no need to install that Firebase, because everything is installed. I need to have that API key right here, and don't try to copy my API key. And here we need to also have that auto domain key, and then I'm going to pass that my similar segment here, the project ID, and then I'm going to go and add that storage bucket. And after that, I'm going to go with that messaging. I think the messaging sender ID I require. Then also I require that app ID, which gonna be tackled through on that. Also, I need that measurement ID. So this is the ID required for that our ENB for the admin, and then also for our I think that .env for our web. We also require that. And for the admin for the API, Firebase ID is not required, or is it? Did I try that? Okay, I'm gonna check later on. Okay, this is gonna be our, this is the sender ID, and this is the storage packet ID. And make sure once you are copying it, it should not like the setup, it need to be set up in proper way. I can go with that. Let's say the sellzy. Okay, I think what we did. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. Okay. I made a mistake here. I'm gonna revert it. So I'm gonna go from the top again because I in the web I no need to have that the other one. So let me go here. I need to be very careful on that. And then we have that auth domain. Okay. And after that our app name here. So app name, and this one it will be the storage bucket key. Okay, right here, and then it will be right here. Okay, not like that, right here, and then it will be this one. Okay, so now we have everything. I can also make that pnpm dev to see if everything is running or not. Localhost 3000, our admin gonna run that localhost 5173. Now you can change the setup the way you feel it better. You see right now I think app has some issue, so we will fix that, but we'll go directly in the admin. Now we can go to make logged in, right, to have the user and others. If I click on Google, it will not work because as you see after that we need to continue with the console. I think the admin web have some issue. We'll check it later. So right now, after clicking on that, open that side menu from the database and storage or security. On the security, click on the authentication layer. On that authentication, which I want to click on get started here because we will configure the authentication layer. And we want to use the two. One is that Google account here, which gonna be taking my default account, save. Now automatically it gonna make the setup for it, and for the Facebook you need to configure it some two more things. One is get the ID and others. So if you go through to grab that, let's say I will add the method, and for the Facebook you can create a Facebook app and you add that app ID app secret automatically, and also the redirect you can add that and it will perfectly fine to go by. So right now everything gonna be working perfectly fine. If I go in ecom, you see I have that. If I go in admin, I have that. If I try to log in using the Google here, okay, let me just reload here. It should work. Okay, we got it. Now it's working. Now what we need to do, as it's working, I will add that as my name here. So as you can see, I am using my account and I continue with that. So this account will be able to log in. You can see access restricted because right now if I go in my storage here and if I go directly as my, let's say it will be for the users here. Now in the users, I should be able to see the users, but the first one, the first admin, I always need to manipulate in the database because this role, this user is no one is there to manipulate that. So first one, I need to manipulate as an admin. As now admin has the access to manipulate other user, it can automatically prefetch that. So I'm going to go and sign in again so I now already have authorized to access that as an admin privileges. So I should be able to go directly in my here. So right now I can see the preview data, everything you see, all are the same, but I doesn't have the data, how I can populate it. So I go to directly in the terminal. Remember the one command, if I go in the package, you see the seed. So I'm going to make that pnpm, let's say seed. So this is going to be help us to seed our data. Okay, it cannot mix. Okay, pnpm seed is not working. Okay, let me go directly here on the API. I'm going to go over here. What is saying export seed, which going to be the same thing. Okay, I'm going to make the pnpm run. Let's say okay, I think the db import gonna work. So let me just check which is gonna working right now. So this is our pnpm. Let me go that run seed. Okay, this is missing. Okay, this is the okay tsx scripts import seed. Is we have that file. Maybe it can be we removed. It could be possible. So right now, if we go our scripts, we have the import seed file. So let me go cd apps into API here. So in the API, if we go directly in, okay, there I was missing that. So if I go here in the package, this is the filterable, and you can see the turbo run seed. So it's gonna run that. Anyway, as we are now in that hour right here, we can simply write that pnpm seed. Okay, you can see right here is injecting everything from our local layer. And if I just reload, so instead of in global, you just need to go directly in that. You can see whenever you are opening a terminal, if you put an ls, you are now in the lower, like the root terminal. You need to cd into apps/api, cd apps/api, and if you put ls, you are right here, and then you need to simply run that seed command, and automatically it will import your, like, it will get your data to populate here. Right now, if we go in the product types, if we go in the products, everything coming from there. Now you can add it here, you can add your data, you can manipulate your data, you can go by. If you go in our front end, if I just reload it, you can see, okay, it will take a bit of time to get all the data. You can better to do it, make an empty cache and hard reload, so it will help you to populate all the data together. You can see right now, okay, we grab it, so we are good to go. Now, whenever you are uploading the product here, as you can see, we have some more .env credential here in the API. You need to grab that JWT. You can simply grab the JWT, let's say OpenSSL. So we can simply get that, or also you can make that, let's say, token generator. You can go there, so token generator here, and you can always feel free to use JWT token. You can create your own token and you can use it if you wanted to. So that would be simple as such. So you just simply copy that and you just paste that secret right here, and automatically it will go and let it work. Now for this Stripe, we need to go directly in our Stripe setup for stripe.com, and from there, as I'm logged in, I'll go in the dashboard, and from there we need to get one secret key, which is going to be a happen to get the secret key, and then also need to grab a webhook secret. So I'm going to go and grab both of it. Now again, if you have the Google account, you can simply log in this Stripe and you can open your account. That's very simple to go by. As you can see right now, this is my current application which is making the payment. So from here, I'm going to just go and create a new account. You see, click on that, and here I'm going to make that let's say I'm going to make it YouTube sellzy, okay, just to remember. So after creating, as we're going to use the sandbox for it, not the actual account setup, we can now flexibly arrange that so that it would be very understandable. You see the name, you can click on that, continue. I'm going to escape for now, as we are directly go back in the sandbox, or you can configure that if you wanted to. I'm going to go to sandbox account. So we need two things. One is that we need to have that Stripe secret key, we need to have that Stripe webhook key, and here if you go and express two other, you can see right here in our web, and as well as also if you go and if our admin, we are not needing those things. Admin and web fully fine to go, only the Firebase require. Now because of the API is handling in the API segment, we need those things. So over here, if I go to click on API keys, as you can see, I need to get that secret key right here, and off on that segment, I will just pass the secret key. Now from where we can get the webhook key, okay, we doesn't have a webhook key, right? So I'm going to just go directly into dot main layer. So now I am in, okay, I think better to take a new terminal here. And from here, you need to install, like if I make a Stripe V, I can see the Stripe is installed. You need to install the Stripe globally. Feel free to go to the Stripe documentation and install it. And then we need to make that Stripe, let's say Stripe login, so which gonna be making us to make the logged in. But as I already is logged in, so now we can make that as a webhook key, which can, I think better to make that Stripe login, so it would be simple on that. If I click on logged in, it will open in my browser, because from there I need to configure my account, which one I want to choose, because in the terminal at a time you can configure one. So right now, okay, it's sending me the mail for that. So let me go, I'm gonna go directly to check in my account here. Okay, let me go and get the confirmation code. So I think there's the one. Okay, and hit confirm. Okay, so continue. So right now I'm grabbing it, like I'm getting the code. So you see right here, I can now change my, I can switch any of the application I have, but I'll go with that YouTube sellzy allow access. So right now it can access. I can also ask the skills right now. I'm not going to use it. So here if we go in that, especially for that API layer here, you will see a code here. Stripe listen forward localhost 8000, because this Stripe is gonna running it in that particularly for that in that API layer. And as you can see, there is this Stripe. You need to copy that, and here simply you need to pass that secret webhook secret key. That's it. Now the text thread, you can manipulate admin URL production. You can manipulate here. You can make the default upload provider right now, which is the image kit. And for that maximum, you can add like how maximum image you can upload. And this is the default image layer. And here we need to upload that image kit public key. If you go directly in the image kit, you logged in using your account. And after, like, you can sign up as well. As you sign up, you need to select the role. Let me go and have the role. And I want the real-time optimization. Click on that. I can choose my region, so I'll just near the India, so it's good for me. So here, okay, I'll pass the YouTube, submit. So this is just a simple configuration when you are as the new user logging in. And by the way, this video is not featured by anyone as the image kit or Stripe or anyone. I love to use those kind of tech. It's really good. From here, you click on the developer options. As you can see right here, you need to click that URL endpoint. So the endpoint going to be go here. And after that, you need to get that public key here, which going to be this one, the public key. Copy that, paste it here at the top, public key. Then we have your private key, copy here. And you need to confirm to get the password. Without password, you can't make that. So I'll go in the profile page. I need to add a password to go by. So set a password here. I'm gonna make that with the password. Let's say, okay, I'll go like that. Okay, it's mismatching. Okay, I think again mismatching. Really? Okay. We need to provide that our, let's say, submit. So let me go in that developer options. Copy it. I can open. Okay. So after passing that, now I can copy it. I saved it. So now whenever I'm going to save that, let me just change one thing so that it would be understandable. If I go in the media library, it doesn't have any library, so it's just a previous one. Or you can go with the collection here. You can delete those things if you wanted to. I'm going to keep, okay, I'm going to delete it so that it would be easy me to understand if those things working or not. Right now, I'm going to go in my admin as I am having a user, all users. You can see right here, I'm going to use a new user. So let's say admin at gmail.com. Let's say put my password. Here I'm going to put an user. Now I'm going to go grab an image for it. Let me open it and update. Now this is the user which I'm using. Okay, why like this? This is not updated. Really? Are you sure? Okay, it will not update because see, we use that credential right here. As it's in the server, we need to go in the server. We need to save it to open our server, newly fresh server. You can see it's started and it will load the credential from there. So right now, as we load it, now if we try this time here, because that time it still cannot read that credential. If I upload, you can see, okay, what's the wrong we did? Because we okay, switch the server maybe. Okay, anyway, it can be sometimes, you know, the local can be very complicated. But anyway, we will see why our server down. No, this, I think the error handle authorized invalid token format. Something was there. Okay, the token was malformed. Okay, anyway, we can see right here. Let me go right here because maybe the token was expired. Even I was the admin, could be possible. Okay, open it, update user. Okay, right now is updating the user so that it will first upload the, you can see the image is changed. And here, if we just reload, we should be able to see our folder structure here. Okay, media collection, media structure. You see the sellzy is right here. If you click on sellzy, you see the avatars is coming here. This is the avatar. If you have the product, you will get the sellzy. In the sellzy, it will be products, categories like so. This is how it will work perfectly. So right now, what else we require more? If we go in the API, I think we are good to go right now. AWS, we know it require SL e-commerce, we're not using. There is another segment which is called that SMTP host. This is going to help you to directly go and passing the resolution. And how? Because whenever we are placing the order, this is the one which is responsible to grab it, the actual base layer. So now this is the actual email confirmation. So how we can set that email confirmation layer? Now in my Google, so right here I can go directly manage your Google account. So as you can see in the manage your Google account, if you come back here and to click on security and sign in. So in the security and sign in, you need to have that two-step verification, which you must need to be logged in as it should be on. If it's not on, it will not work. Okay, so make sure that setup, it need to be properly aligned, the verification need to be done, and if you verify it will directly go back. So my two-step verification is perfectly on. Now I'm gonna search for the app password. Okay, app password, you can see right here app password, and on that app password I will create an app. Let's say it should be YouTube sellzy. Okay, sellzy, and create. After creating that, I will receive that password, copy that password and paste it here. And while pasting it, you need to remove that like that gap over here. And also what I'm gonna do, as it done, you can see you can delete it anytime you want. And then I'm gonna just copy that my email name, so that anything error is coming, it will show me the fallback. And here the sender email address. Okay, so right now, as you can see, that smtp.google.gmail.com and 587, that's the default port, so it will work. Right now, let us go directly here, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to make as you can see, I already logged in using a good account here. Okay, what is the error? Okay, API error. And if you are persisting any kind of error like that, feel free to make empty cache and reload. And in the meantime, even it's not go, it should not be here. It's just, I think, the minor error properties. Let me just see what data is actually making that travel for us. So if we go here, okay, unauthorized. Okay, I think the authentication is happened to have. I'm gonna log out from here. There's just having some user issue because we are manipulating some of the data. That's why it's have some crash, but it will be perfectly fine. So I'm gonna just logged in again. Okay, I think I chose the different account maybe. Okay, no problem. I used another account, which is perfectly fine. And we're using the OAuth, so there will be no manipulation. So right now, if I add it to the cart, I add this product, this product, this product. And now if I go directly in my database, as you can see, especially for that user here, I need to reload the user. In the user, we are also keeping our card because it has a very good synchronization. So this is my admin, this is my other one. You see in that card, we are just keeping that ID and quantity here, by which we can later on call the product. So right now, let me go in that over here, view the product, view the card here. I will proceed to checkout. I will just add a new address here. This is simple. Let's say just have to have the test and have to pass. Okay, I need to pass that. So I will go with that country name. Okay, and state should be okay. Just put like that. Okay, save the address. Now I'm going to go with the place the order. As you can see, placing order securely, initializing the payment gateway, which is perfectly fine. And we can go directly in our, let's say, developers. We can see our transactions here. You see, we have no transaction yet for the payment. So if we just go right here, let me see 4242. So we should be able to go directly. Okay, 123 CBC. I'm gonna go by name and hit pay. So now it's gonna automatically fetch the payment. As in the webhook, you will see we are getting that tickle through because our payment is transacting. The transaction is going perfectly fine. If we reload, we should be able to see our transaction data, whatever the value and how the data is moving through by. So while it's loading, we can see over here in our order details is status is pending, and if you track the order, and now everything gonna be working as it has before. If you go directly as an admin, if you go in the order dashboard, you can see, I think you can see the total orders is just getting from the previous order layer. This is our orders. Now we can just make through it, we can make it confirmed, and then the same procedure it can trigger through. And if you click here, you can see the other details in this stripe as well, the value here and by which we are coming by, the method and others all are together. So right now what I want to deploy it, right? If you see right now, whatever we have, if I just close the terminal, also from here, if I run that pnpm build, we should be able to see if that is building is perfectly or not. Right now, as you can see, I think we should not happen to have any error. You see right here, okay, we got success, our build is done. So right now I'm going to go in the GitHub. I will open a new account for it. Let me go in my repositories. And by the way, if you're still watching the video, I really appreciate, feel free to like the video, subscribe the channel and follow to go by in that reactivity.com. There is a lot of things coming by, projects, courses, free resources, and you can also, you know, feel free to use the tools where you can find the very reasonable tool sections which can be happen to have to work with day-to-day life, like the token generator, package generator, pattern craft, or so many other things. This is up to you, you can use it. And by the way, there is another things which you can make that, which is that fake store API, where you can find all of those kind of API data here. You can see right here, there is the endpoint. You can simply copy that, the endpoint. You can also check the endpoint here so that it can be give you more understanding. So if you need fake data, you can use that fake store API. The link, it will be in the description, which is the fake store API.reactivity.com, where you can find entire docs and setup, which will be really cool. So right now over here, I want to create a new repository. I'm going to give a name, which going to be, let's say, YouTube sellzy. Should be sellzy. Okay, not that, should be sellzy. And I'm going to make that repo as the private right now, which will be, I need that one. So what I need to do, whatever the code I have here, because I think this one, it will not work for my device because I have some initialization in the local. So if I run that, you see the fatal is that, so rm.rf.git. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my right here, this one for the GitHub desktop, and I'm going to get that, let's say, YouTube sellzy, YouTube dash sellzy, still is on the process to come. So right now I'm going to go and bring that one in that, let me see that, clone it here. I'm going to open that. Let me to open initializing that one. For you, maybe this problem, it will not be there, but for me it's there. So I need to configure that. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to also delete the turbo JSON here, because I want that to copy paste to be flawless. Also this one. And here in the apps, okay, I'm gonna just pass that, then come back to the video again. Okay, right now I moved the entire application there. Right here, you can see all the code is right here, and I just need to run that one time of the command if to check if everything is good to go, so that we can pass that through it. And also before pushing that, I want to run that on that, like that pnpm build, to check if the build layer, and I think yeah, no, it's happened some bad. It had some duplicate data which I removed, so I think now it will work. Okay, pnpmi. And for you, like, you need to, if you configure your Git locally, because right now I can't do it because I have some subsidiary, then if you run this command, it will automatically find. That's why I love to use that GitHub desktop, which really helped me to go to resolve all the conflict, and he's the one which helping it to resolve by itself. So I'll wait to install it, then I'll run the build command. Installation done. I'm going to run that pnpm build. I think everything is good to go, and also I can check my apps if I have the credential. I think we all have that. Yes, yeah, we're good, we're good. So nothing to be broken, everything is perfectly fine. So right now, as you can see, I want you to enable one more setup. You see that there is a call that workflows. Okay, I think this one also get a mismanipulation here. Also, just clone that. It should be coming by .github. So I'm going to open a directory here, .github. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass that workflow to .github directory here. So what actually these things going to do, you see the GitHub workflows, there is a deploy.yml, and these things, what it going to do, whenever you're going to deploy in that our, let's say, Vercel, First time we're going to build using Vercel, but the next time we can build using our GitHub Actions. I'm going to show you how you can configure. For that, you need to get that Vercel project web ID, admin ID, and project ID API. So you need to grab that credential, publish that there, and it automatically going to work. So right now, let me go here and say project added. Okay, so now we're hitting in there. Now it can be deployed anywhere like Netlify, Value, where the Node.js, even your Node.js supported VPS server, you can upload it anywhere, deploy it anywhere. So right now, as you can see, we are now going by. We have the project is already added. Okay, good. We are good to go. So right now, we're going to go in the Vercel here. So here, the one where we can just store our project, we can add our new project. The first thing is that we need to deploy our API first, because all the data is going to be passing from our API. So we need to highlight the API first. And before adding that, we can now, if you already have the website, what we can do, you can create two of the setup. Like you can, I have the domain, so I'll go in the domain, and from there I can choose my domain here, and from the domain I will add some subdomain. Let's say I'm gonna make that youtube.sellzy. Okay, so this is gonna be let's say api.sellzy. Okay, or I think no, that should be not good. api.youtube.sellzy. Okay, this would be the API. So I'm going to make that 176.76.21.21. This is my subdomain credential. So now this is the API. Then I'm going to also make that admin.youtube. So YouTube. Okay, so this is going to be our admin setup. So one is that API, one is that admin, I think youtube.sellzy. Then I'm going to go also with that. Let's say 76.76.21.21. And then we need to get our actual one, which is going to be youtube.sellzy. Okay, this will be our actual website, 76.76.2.1.2.1. So let's add that. So now, as you can see right here, we use that api.sellzy. If we hit okay, api.sellzy, and then we will add that .reactbd.com. This would be our domain setup. So this API can be coming by, because I also can add that now, the admin. Then after adding that, copy that. Let's go to our server. And in the server API, you can also directly go through that your env setup, env. So in the env, you can see right here, there would be something called the production admin API key and production client key. So this would be my admin, and there, okay, this would be, okay, I'm going to publish that, then we can modify, and then this would be our production API key. So right here, this the admin should be admin, the other one should be that YouTube, and this one should be our API. And if we go in our server, you can see right now, this is gonna counting to get that from the production URL. Also, if you want, as you can see right now, we are using our, so you can simply go and pass that. That should be the one which can go by. There should be another one which can go by, and there should be another one which can also, you can make those things to work together. Okay, let me go grab that. Okay, yeah, that's the one. So right now, I'm also gonna publish that. Otherwise, it can be waiting. I need to make another push to that. So let me just, okay, that env modified. Okay, so one time the entire workflow is done. So right now, let me go back to our project here. I'm going to go in that our project. Let me reload over here so that it can be easily visible. I'm going to add new project here. And from the project right now, it's all would be visible here. If you cannot find, you can simply search that. Automatically it will pick the first one. It will be picked by latest. And as you can see right now, the project structure can be synchronized. So you can see right here is we are updated. So now it's just loading. It will come back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose that YouTube sellzy here. And from there, I'm going to choose first that apps, because we want to deploy the API. I'm going to choose the API, click on continue, and come back here in the .env. Just select all, Control C to copy, and over here in the environment variables, I'm going to add everything. As you can see, all are up to date data layer. Okay, fine. And for that, another segment which gonna be, I'm going to add it right now. As you can see in the developers, I can click on that for that particular webhooks right here, and if I go directly to check back our payment, let's say payment controller here. In the payment controller, we are using the setup which is called that, I think the method which we are using, we are getting to for that user, which gonna be, let's say, that would be where we're keeping that, yeah, checkout session completed. So this is the one which you are toggling through. So I'm going to add a destination right here. I'm going to add that this would be our value right here. We're going to select that, continue here. We need that webhook endpoint. And first of all, right now, if we go in that env right now, as you can see, I will check this one till this one. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to, okay, that should be YouTube. Let's say YouTube sellzy. I'm going to pass that, and our YouTube endpoint, it would be the endpoint of that. We already have that, we passed that through it. So this endpoint going to be this one, HTTP API YouTube, that right. So this is going to be our webhook endpoint by where it will run, create the destination, and after that we can just simply copy our webhook. We can go back to our application where we are posting that. You see that where is that secret, and after the secret key we have the webhook. I'm going to paste my current webhook here and hit deploy. So right now it's going to deploy our data set right here, and there is all the setup for the Vercel configuration, everything right here. So there is nothing to be broken. So we're going to wait a bit so till it finish its task. So now, as you can see, it's deployed. We can continue to the dashboard here. Now we can assign to our domain. So as you can see from there, we can directly go to our project. This is simply working perfectly fine. If you go here, it's gonna work. But right now, how you can like instantly change your setup to, we can now like check through the domain setup. So we can simply go back to our, let's say, click on the domains. Where is it? They change it a lot. So if you click on settings, I think it should be somewhere at the beginning, right? So I'm going to go at the home. I'm going to reload it because my dashboard is so huge. It's getting some lack of that. So right now, from that, let's say visit here. Yeah, domain right here. So I can add the existing domain if I pass now this one. So let me go grab the domain from here. So this is our domain, and right here we can simply add it and save. Okay, invalid. So let me go. Why this is okay? Did we pass that? Oh my god! This should be HTTPS. Oh my god! This gonna be a massacre. Okay, let me go to our. Let's say it will go to be in that .env file. So we'll go in the server file. Why I didn't see that? Should be HTTPS. No, not the HTTP. Should be HTTPS. Okay, this is my bad. So it should be an HTTPS. Okay, if we save right now, we can automatically, you can see right here. Okay, why API API YouTube. Okay, if we click here, okay, this is strange. Yeah, okay, right now it's working. Okay, so if we go back to our overview, if I go in API here, okay, perfectly fine. It will take a bit of time to reassign that. Okay, we have the serverless function which is not running. It will take a bit of time. You can see right now, if we go in our /API/products, we should be able to receive our entire product structure. It will take a bit of time to consolidate to it, to make it run properly. So right now, as you can see, there is one thing is happening in the background. If we go to our dashboard here, you see in the actions that already the build is going to be run, because we are providing those segment right here. You can see the setup is failing because the 3 job is running and is failing. No problem, because till now we are not sending that build to the Vercel. If we send that, it's gonna work. So right now, as the same way, the standard way, the way we deploy that one. So if we go directly in our first of all over here, if we go to try to deploy the admin, click on the project, and first of all I want to upload the changes, and here what I'm gonna do, I'm going to remove that, let's say the deploy here, because right now I'm going to just simply go with that. So I think that's cool. So right now what I'm going to do, let's say server updated, or also we need to update one more thing, and .env for that web, where we need to update that API URL, which gonna be our this new one. So let me go back to api.youtube. Okay, sellzy of this is just annoying for me a bit. I think that should be, I forget that API dot, yeah, not this one, that should be API youtube first. So API dot youtube.sellzy, yes, this the one is required. So right now we're gonna pass that one as the API for us, and also I'm gonna go to .env for the web. I think we are in the web, also gonna be .env for the admin. I'm gonna pass that one right here. So this is gonna be our admin setup. Okay, cool. So right now, so this is the two variation we are going to use. So that would make the scenario looks better. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna simply pass that to, let's say, server app. Okay, anyway, let me pass that. So now we are pushing that to our layer. So I'm gonna just reload it, because without reload, sometimes it will be take a tricky turn. So let me go directly in our env on the web. We can directly go and pass the web. I can just copy and select all, and over here it will just take a bit of time to load. It is loaded. Now we can import the similar configuration gonna be coming by. If I want the admin, okay, fine. If we just check from here, because the first one is getting selected, I can select the web, and you see it's already knows what's actually going on. If I just save the variables right here, deploy. So right now what it's gonna do, it's gonna start deploying our like the web, and then you can deploy the admin. The flawlessly it's gonna work, so nothing to be worried for that. It will work as we tested. Then you need to partially add that domain, similar the way we use the API. So now if you are still here, this is the one which we can show it right to you. Feel free to go to in sellzy.reactly.com to check out each and everything. Feel free to how it can work. You're gonna have a very good understanding about it. If you have any question, anything, you can contact in that comment, or you can reach me out with the email, and you can just ask me anything. So I believe everything gonna be perfectly working for you. If you have any question, any recommendation, let me know in the description, and we are going to build that very soon in this channel. Hope you're gonna wait till then, and I'm gonna see you in the next build.